in the hospital that I heard that there's two kinds of people born in the hospital every day. There's a person born in the hospital that's going to get a job, and there's a person born in the hospital that's going to give that person the job. You have to decide along the way which one you're going to be. You can be a leader, but a leader is a developed set of skills. It's a developed set. And the more, but see, here's what stops the average person from being a leader is the fear of the consequences of leading. Most people don't want the responsibility of being a leader. But let me tell you the trick though. The responsibility and ramifications and consequences of being a follower is dire and more severe. Because now, as a follower, you just got to go along with whatever. You know how many adjustments you got to make when you're a follower? But the man come in and decide I'm having layoffs, and he hand you a slip and it's Christmas. What? That wasn't in your plans, but you decided you didn't want to be a leader, you want to be a follower. Now guess what? You got to deal with that. If I'm a leader and I own a company and the company starts losing money, you think I'm fitting to not have my life? No. Cutbacks start on the follower. The leaders don't go, well, let me quit. Because if I quit, ain't nobody eating.
Let's go. Good morning, family. Rise and shine. Another beautiful, blessed, and grateful day. Had to start off the morning with a little bit of Steve Harvey, Shane, Talina, JoJo. What's going on? Grand Rising. Another grateful day. Ready to go ahead and dive into today's topic. We're going to be talking about how to go ahead and establish yourself as a leader. I've got 6 leadership tactics for you guys coming in for today. But before we go ahead and dive into today's topic, as always, what is everybody grateful for today? Lady Boss Nikki, I see you. Let's go. Grateful for God, grateful to be alive, grateful for all the abundance, grateful for the lessons, grateful for the phenomenal morning routine that I see everybody's been absolutely on fire with. It is 27 days strong over on this side. How many days through your morning routine has everybody gone through so far? Drop your days. Let me know. Where is everybody at, and how are you feeling from your consistency? Because I'm telling you right now, it absolutely makes a difference, and I can see it. I love it. Lady Boss Nikki, 17, phenomenal. Awesome. So let's go ahead and dive into today. We are going to be talking about leadership tactics, how to go ahead and position yourself as a leader. So let's go ahead and get into the day. All right, here we go. So this is good. This is a big one, because just as you heard with Steve Harvey, the goal of any business is not to attract followers, is to actually go ahead and create leaders. Matt Rosa talks about it all the time. He said, I didn't go out and hit Chairman 750 and create a massive organization. You see, I went out and I built leaders, and collectively, we actually built a massive organization. So today, that is the goal, right? For everybody to go ahead and step into the shoes that you deserve to be in. So here we go. How to position yourself as a leader. First things first, if you don't give people a reason to follow you, they're going to find somebody else, right? This is something that I had to learn along the way, right? Probably just like most of you coming inside of this industry, you didn't have a lot of money coming in, right? You probably work a job, you probably work 2 jobs. You can relate to the common individual. And this was me. So here's the deal. If you want to go ahead and start sticking out for most people, you have to start doing what most are not doing. And this is the power of entrepreneurship, because here's what I realized. Most, they're not taking notes. They're not studying. They're not reading. They're not journaling every day. They don't really have mentorship. So when I started to go out and realize that just me by documenting my journey, I was going to be able to start attracting like-minded leaders. So let me ask you today, what are some of the reasons that individuals are going to follow you for what it is that you put out? What kind of value do you give? What kind of energy do you bring to the table, right? Why are people going to come tune into your TV show Because here's what I've realized along the past 5 years. If you don't give somebody value, they're going to find somebody else to go get it from. So every day, this is why you see why we're so serious about this routine, is because when you take 2 days off, believe it or not, it might seem like 2 days for you, but inside of the business, inside of social media, that's like a week, right? They're going to go find somebody else to watch. So that's the first thing. Number 2, leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less, right? So how do you become a person of influence? Simply ask yourself this question right now. If you were to take a step back and you were to look at yourself on social media, would you join you, right? Are you inspired by your own morning routine? Are you inspired by your work ethic? Are you inspired by the way that you actually hit the gym and the way that you're eating and developing your body? All of these questions, if the answer is no, then anybody from the outside looking in is probably going to feel similar, right? So I had to stop worrying about everybody else and start focusing on becoming the best version of myself, right? So this is big. So let's go ahead and get into the 6 tactics for today. You ready? Here's the 6 right down the line. Number 1 is offering value. Jim Rohn talks about it all day long. He says we get paid for the value that we bring to the marketplace. So if you guys actually attended that trading session this morning that we're doing Monday through Friday from 8:45 to about 9:45, 10, you can literally make what you're going to go make in your whole day of work today in a matter of 5, 10, or 30 minutes. So that's the power of having our money work for us, right? Working smarter and not just harder. That's that side of it. But let me ask you this. Do you also understand the power of multiple streams of income, right? The millionaires, they talk about it every day. How can we find multiple streams of income that correlate together that now can create synergy? Well, this is it. Being able to create value. So we have skill sets like trading. We have skill sets like e-commerce and drop shipping. But here's also one of the biggest paid skill sets that most don't talk about. And believe it or not, it's actually speaking. Speaking, believe it or not, is one of the highest paid skill sets that anybody can do. But you know what the funny thing is about speaking as well? Believe it or not, it's also one of the top 3 biggest fears, right? Some of the biggest fears for any human, number 1 is going to be heights. There's 2 fears that everybody's born with. Most people are born with the fear of heights and with the fear of loud noises. The third for most, believe it or not, is actually public speaking. They would actually rather be speaking most would rather be in the casket than speaking the eulogy. So if you can start learning how to public speak, let's go back to my journey at the beginning. Was I good at speaking? Was I used to getting in front of a camera? Was I used to doing lives every day, to going out and doing events? Absolutely not. But I started to pay attention to the signs. You know what they say? Success leaves clues if you're paying attention. So you know what I noticed? As I started to travel, as I started to attend Zoom meetings like this, the individuals that were speaking, when I heard their stories and their testimonies, they came from walks of life just like you and I. Maybe they didn't have a lot of money. Jason Brown was $70K in debt getting out of college. Matt Rosa was delivering Chinese food and pizza. Austin Godsey was 8 months pregnant with his girlfriend, getting in a shack when his son was actually born. So all of these incredible testimonies, you start to realize if they could do it, why can't I do it? Chino, right? Somebody in Asian with dreads with tattoos all over his body. You think they were used to speaking at the beginning? I can wholeheartedly tell you no. But they understood a couple different things. The person at the front of the room makes the most money. The person that can give the most value, the individual that can help enough people get what they want, guess what? We're going to actually get everything that we want. So how can we be of value? How can we be of service today? This is something that I write every single day in my journal. I'm blessed and grateful now that I get to wake up because, right, whenever we write our affirmation, whenever we write our gratitude, you never just want to say, I'm grateful. You never want to say, I'm so happy that. There always needs to be a because. The because is the important part. You can make $100,000 a month, but it's not about the money. It's because of what you're going to do with the money. So I say that I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm able to actually wake up and be a person of value, to be a person of service. Because I understand that it comes back. I've done this call for 2 years straight. July 28th is the day that I've done this call, 2 years straight, and I've never been paid $1 for these calls. So I started to understand that just like Neno, he's done it for 3 years straight, and it's not a coincidence how. He's just become an MXM mindset educator. He just took Bob Proctor's spot. One of the most iconic speakers and influencers over the past multiple decades. And he just took his spot. How did it happen? With consistent value day in and day out, regardless if anybody showed up, regardless if there's anybody on the lives or anybody watching the stories, he was able to pour out every day. So here's what I know. What value can you take today that you can go give out? And you may not be paid for it directly, but I promise you are going to be able to get paid indirectly. It's just a matter of time. You're going to get paid with love, with friendships, right? With gratitude, with messages coming back to you in abundance saying, I needed that message for today, with business relationships, with all of these different ways that life is going to be able to pour into you once you're able to go ahead and take that time for yourself and go give it back out. So number one is going to be offering value. Y'all ready? Number two, brand yourself. Be a billboard, okay? The reason why Coca-Cola is so successful is because they've taken the time to become what's called omnipresent, right? What is omnipresent? It means simply when you look everywhere, you see it. So if we're being honest, okay, this is why I love, a lot of the things that we do, because truth be told, our mentors have already been through it. So just like myself, I'm not going to tell you things that I haven't done myself. So branding yourself, I was not a person who likes social media. I was not the person to be on there all day long, posting pictures, putting myself out there. I was the opposite, right? If you guys have ever seen, like Zac Efron, High School Musical, I was that guy. Everybody in school knew me for being the athlete. But when it came to coming outside of the court, I was very introverted, right? I didn't talk to a lot of people. So as far as social media goes, my mentor taught me the next thing. If we don't use social media is going to use us, right? This is the biggest millionaire tool for free if you're willing to take the time to go ahead and use it. And I'll give you guys this example again. Let me ask you, who are some of the biggest brands that exist today? Think about it. Who are some of the biggest brands that exist? Believe it or not, it's actually individuals like you and I. It's last names. Almost every big brand that we like, that we look at, that we see, it's last names, right? Whether it's banks, whether it's jewelry, whether it's cars, it's honestly astounding. Rolls-Royce, Wells Fargo, right? All of these big names, believe it or not, it started with somebody's name. So my question to you is, how are you going to brand yourself so individuals are going to want to come see what it is that you do? And I'm going to give you 3 ideas to go ahead and start figuring out how to brand yourself. It's called the 3. What are 3 things that individuals are going to remember you for? Right? If you look at anybody that you watch, you can see you can see part of their 3. Alex Morton, it's going to be his consistency, his passion, right? Being able to be bold and break the code. His hashtag is break the code. Essentially being able to break the chains of mediocrity, right? If you look at anybody that's successful, they figured out the 3 to tap into. Maybe you're very spiritual, right? So maybe you love to entertain. Maybe you love to educate. So you can actually start using all 3 of these to really start creating your brand, because a good brand, believe it or not, has actually all of these. They show their lifestyle. They educate. They entertain. They give value, right? So this is big. This is all different ways to start thinking about how to go ahead and create your brand, right? For myself, I'm a game changer, right? I like to give individuals the story that you can go ahead and create the life of your dreams, right? Being able to create a life by design, being able to be an underdog, right? I myself am an underdog. I didn't come from money. I didn't come from great walks of life, but I understand it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter where you're at. All that matters is where you're going in. And that is the individuals that I portray, that I give out every day on a daily basis. Consistency, leading by example, okay? So what is going to be the brand that people are going to remember you, right? The trader's lifestyle. I love it. People know you for your brand. It's very specific. All right, let's keep it moving. Number 3, you don't need a good resume in the industry. Here's the truth. You really don't. I've seen so many different walks of life go ahead and make this happen. I've seen athletes, artists, 9-to-5ers, individuals in jail really come and make this thing happen. But when I'm coming on this training again, I'm giving you guys this training again to really beat this home, that you don't have to be special. You don't have to think like, wow, only the 1% succeed and actually make serious money trading, actually end up impacting a lot of people, end up actually having thousands of ka-chings inside of their ECX store. Because the truth is, most success actually comes from inside of this industry and this company from people that started out full time. Yes, they started with full-time jobs. You think most people just end up coming in here, with a great life? No, most people came into this industry to get out of the life that they were working in. That's why we're doing this. So here's the deal. Understand that no matter what your resume is, no matter what industry that you guys are in, no matter if you have a full-time job, you can go ahead and create full-time money working part-time. I've seen it. When you guys, I'm telling you right now, when you go to Arizona, when you guys go out to the event in Europe, when you guys actually see the success, see the testimonies that come out from this, you're going to see it's true. I'm not just making this up. I've seen it for years, for 5+ years. All of the success most of the time comes from people who were starting with full-time jobs, who worked full-time on their job, but they spent part-time on their fortune, and eventually that part-time fortune superseded their full-time income, and now they can go ahead and live the life that they've dreamed. So if you're working a job right now, if you have one, if you have 2 jobs, understand this. The biggest thing that I would go back and tell myself, my younger self, that people ask me all day long is, D, what's the secret? How did you make it happen? The difference is I worked 60 hours a week. I was working from 7 till 7 at night, and I had to figure out how I managed my morning and how I managed my evenings to best use that time productively. For some, it might be only 4 hours. For some, it might be only 2 hours. But you know what I've noticed, even like you've seen in the morning routine, some of us get more done before 10 o'clock than some do in a whole day. So that's the power of being able to use your time productively. I'm not worried about the hours that you put in. I'm worried about the work that you put in the hours. Some people's 2 hours are 10 times more productive than others' 8. So if you can really use that, you're going to be able to maximize it. So the last 2, you don't need a lot of money, right? Here's the truth. You really don't. You don't need a lot of money to make a lot of money inside of this industry, because here's the deal. There's multiple streams of income that we can learn how to create as you start to develop into the products and into the access of what we have, right? So for me at the beginning was trading. And I'm going to give you guys the wheel of how powerful Chris Terry, what is that he created. You ready? So here's the multiple streams. We have incomes like trading. We have incomes like e-commerce. We have incomes like crypto, all these different ways to go ahead and multiply our money. But you know what he also said? He said we can actually get paid residual income, being able to impact other lives, being able to be a leader, being able to create other leaders, right? If you look at the industry of MLM, you know what this stands for? Mentors leading mentors, making lasting memories, right? This is the way that I started to look at it. So when you understand that we actually get paid to be able to use these products, to be able to document what is that we're actually utilizing on a daily basis, and actually be able to share this and get paid for it. If you get off this call right now, I want you to go to your app Uber. I want you to go to your app Lyft. I want you to go to your app Cash App, and you're going to see that they actually pay to be able to refer those services to other people, right? Why? Because those services provide value. Cash App, I use Cash App every single day, whether I'm using it to go ahead and buy Bitcoin, whether I'm using it to go ahead and fund or withdraw from my trading accounts. So I love Cash App, so I refer it all day long. So if somebody, doesn't trade and they start getting into trading and I refer them Cash App, guess what? Cash App is going to pay me $5 just for sharing that same app that now they can use to fund their trading account and actually start multiplying their money. Well, Chris Terry said the same thing. What if we were to pay you just for sharing the same products that we're actually giving you access to? Think about it. When we go out to Arizona, if we go out and get a hotel, right? I have TLX as well. If I go out and get a hotel, I'm going to be able to get 60% off any 4 or 5 hotel that we choose to get for the squad out there. So what if I was to be able to share that with somebody else? They're like, yo, D, I like to travel too. What do I have to do to be able to go ahead and share the next time, to be able to share the value with somebody else next time I travel? Well, if you just use it, and anybody else wants to use that as well, you're going to be able to not only get access to the discounts, but now you can get paid for it. So believe it or not, we share things every single day, and we don't get paid for it. I went out to eat yesterday. I was literally over at the gym, and some guy was telling me, I was like, yo, what are you eating? What are you eating for protein? And he's like, yo, honestly, I just found this amazing Asian spot. You should go ahead and try the noodles and chicken. And it's funny because I was just thinking about, he doesn't even know, but he just promoted that Chinese spot. And guess what? They're not even going to pay him for it. I went and I spent $20 on the meal. The spot that he referred got paid, but he didn't get paid anything. So I want you to think about all the things that we refer on a daily basis that never even comes back. And now we get the chance to utilize these products, get paid, and actually be able to share it as well. So this morning, draw some sevens down below. If you guys made profits today on the call from 8:45 to 9:30, who made profits today literally in this morning in a matter of 15, 20, 30 minutes, right? I'll go ahead and drop mine down below as well. So imagine this. Let me ask you this question. How many people do you think walking around, have a phone and they don't make any money from it? They look at it all day long. If you were to ask them, what's the screen time on your phone? And they tell you 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, but they don't make $1 from it legally. Think about it. They have $1,000 dumb phone. I want you to think about it like this. How many people have bought something online in the past month, in the past 3-6 months, right? They're spending money. But what if they could actually get ka-chings by having an online store? You see how crazy that is? This is the power of being able to understand these skill sets inside of a recession, and we have the value that they want. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but you can actually go ahead and start an online store for $30. 30. So people are telling me, well, D, it takes a lot of money to make money. $30 to start an online store. And guess what? You can go ahead and make 100 sales today. Believe it or not, ads, you think ads cost a lot of money? When you learn how to scale your ads correctly, you can actually do it on a budget. You can do it with not a lot of money coming in if you have a mentor, if you have the right people walking you through and showing you how to do it. So this is big. And let's go ahead and wrap it up for the day. The last tactic to go ahead and become a leader, you ready to position yourself as a leader, is to teach. Is to teach. Is to give value, right? Ready? Here's the 4. Go ahead and write this down. LART. Write this down. This is an acronym that I've never forgot, that I've always been able to take with me, and I love to duplicate this because this is big. Learn, apply, get results, and teach. Whatever you learn, take it, apply it, get results, and go teach it. So if you guys have been getting on the Go Live session, if you guys have been getting on these sessions with Impulse, it is a smart idea to go ahead and have your Impulse up, and as they're looking at the trades, you should be able to go ahead and look at your Impulse and say, okay, this makes sense. So now I'm be able to understand why they're looking at this when I get off the call, so I can understand why they're making these moves. So this is big, and this comes with every aspect, no matter what it is that we're doing, right? If you start learning how to speak, if you start learning how to present, if you start learning how to start branding yourself, if you start learning how to go ahead and perfect some of these products, the best thing that you can do is to go ahead and apply it, get results, and then go out and teach it, right? What if you guys started, so a lot of you guys have started to understand the power of Impulse. What if you went on your story today and you started to show people the power of being able to look at 6 easy, simple confirmations, take a trade, and they can start learning how to have their money work for them? That's teaching. That's value. Understand that anybody that's watching you, let me ask you, do you think they want more time freedom? Do you think they want to multiply their money? Do you think they want to make money from home? My answer to all 3 of those is absolutely yes. So you have value that they want. So if you're able to go out and give it, I'm telling you, you can absolutely 10x, 100x the results that you have. So here's the deal. A leader is not for everybody. But for you to be able to step into the leadership role, I'm telling you right now, there's so much abundance that's waiting for you when you actually believe in yourself, because that's half the battle. Some of you guys were like, I don't even know if I can lead myself, let alone other people. Stop worrying about the how. When you start getting your morning routine, just like you have already done, you started learning new skills, so you started becoming the best version, you're already a leader. If you have one individual inside of your business, guess what? You're a leader. If you have friends inside of your life, you're a leader. If you have a significant other, you're a leader. So guess what? Everybody walking is a leader. The difference is who's willing to take the time to learn how to really be a leader, right? And do it the right way and be a person of example, be a person to lead the way, be a person that goes ahead and paves the path for others to go ahead and follow and turn into the best version of themselves. So family, here's what I know. You are stepping into the best version, and I can see the progress. If nobody can tell you from the outside looking in, I can see the growth. I can see the change. I can see you stepping out and getting uncomfortable. And this is what it's all about. Whether you're making your stories, whether you're actually creating your live account, whether you're asking questions, this is where the true growth really happen. So family, I love you guys. Anything you need, I'm here for you every step of the way. If you got any value from today's session, if you're ready to go ahead and step into the leader that is deep within, drop some sevens, smash that like button down below. If nobody told you today, go out and have an abundant day. It is your favorite entrepreneur, Define Dreams. Remember, you can be, do, or have anything you can hold in your mind. You can hold it right here in your hand. The only difference is for time to catch up. I love you, family. Have a great day. Let's go out and make it happen. Thursday, it's game time. Let's go.